Thanks, Aaron.
Thank you, Aaron.
Good job, Aaron.
Oh, I can say that.
Stop
Thanks,
that.
Aaron. What did you do? Just staring? Yeah, it's
You
going
gotta
to be.
get-
It's going to be all show.
He can't look at himself.
You have good lighting in this.
He's not going to look anywhere
have
other
good
than himself.
lighting.
It's going to be an hour of me looking away from the camera and him looking at the camera.
Guitarist Jimbo. Atward.
What?
Let's get
Atward.
started.
I'm just brand developing, Jim.
What are you coming up with new shit? Like what at words? What did you just say?
Atwords. Like you're coming towards Guitarist Jimbo. Instagram, by the way, Twitter.
At words.
Atwards.
You know about this?
No, I'm just learning. You can hear everybody good?
I think.
I was thinking we should just, like Joe Rogan, they roll right into the conversation like this, and then I can come back.
I thought we were already started. At words is not a word. Is your name?
You're going towards
Words.
That's a
the
word.
A,
Yeah.
the symbol for at, A with a circle around it.
Words.
Come forth towards my Instagram.
Wouldn't you say
Forwards.
Wouldn't you say Atwards first though?
I forgot to say at.
Why is anybody saying at words? It's not a word.
Atwards. It sounds like a word.
It's not.
It is now.
I'm trying. I don't even understand the context you're trying to use it in.
Words goes.
Just because you're talking
direction.
louder doesn't mean. Oh, go ahead.
Words is a direction. Backwards, forwards, right? The direction towards at of my Instagram handle.
Did
Jim.
you just say 2 words?
Yes, two words, right?
Towards.
2 words? Not
Towards.
just one?
So welcome back, Jim.
Thanks, Jim.
Welcome back, everybody else. This is episode 129
129.
of Saturdays with Chickenduck. Man, I was trying to think how long we've been doing this the other day.
129 weeks.
Well, it's been longer than that.
Well, yeah, actually, if you count 2 man meets and a half an episode, right?
I better make sure we're recording. I'd hate for this just to be a man meet. Every time you're here, it's a man meet.
Jim,
So, joining us this week is, what? Yeah, it's over there.
It's weird, though, right?
Atwards.
It's still over there.
He's on the other side. On that, he's over here.
So, joining us this... Sorry, everybody. Joining us this week, Ryan Vu,
Hello, hello.
and like our long-lost brother, James Morganti.
Atwards guitarist.
Atwards Morganti, guitarist.
Do you say everything backwards then?
Are we? Is it backwards?
Well, it's guitarist Jimbo Atwards.
Because I forgot to say at. So
This is times like this. I wish we had a whiteboard because this is blowing my mind. How are you spelling all of this? Spell it.
IT.
at emoji. Symbol.
At
symbol.
ampersand is a actual.
Ampersand. Wow, Jim. Nice. I see you're going back to the origin of at. Which John Origin was the guy's name that always... Wait, was it John... There was a guy... His name was Origin. That's where I can. Wow, Jim. Oh! And I wanted to say, so... did I text you that you should wear black?
This is blue.
You told me
This is
that
definitely
Jim
blue.
should wear black on
Yeah,
camera, and
right.
I said you can tell him on Sunday when you see him because I'm not saying that.
Oh, it's dark blue.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's
Good
dark
job,
blue.
Jim.
It brings out my
Look how,
not
look
my
how
breasts.
big your wrists look. Yeah, look at that. Wow, man. As big as my arms and chest.
Yeah, my wrists are as big as your arms and chest.
Wow.
That's what I was going for. That's why I wear this.
You do look like you've gotten a little bigger. Not your calves though, but everything else. You look like
Your
you're.
quaff isn't quite as high as normal.
No, I've been keeping it low, Jim.
Yeah. Yeah.
Low
you're
quaff.
Low
Yeah.
quaff. And
Case is
that you look like you're gonna go rob a liquor store in Compton. So I don't know. I don't know.
Do you have a skull mask under there somewhere?
You didn't feel like putting it up
It's
today?
in the
or what?
car. No,
Is that the waterfall rather than the fountain?
oh, yeah,
like
that's
that. I
pretty
like
good. I never thought of
I
that.
speak with I illustrate with my words.
Like a Picasso.
I'm like a tongue Picasso. Wow. So
But you had your hair up. You sent me a picture earlier this morning.
Yeah, there
a
were
selfie.
There were two coming up.
So I thought that's what you were going to wear today on the.
That was
for
the
the
throw,
show.
that was to throw you off.
Oh yeah.
I
You
decided.
definitely-
Decided to do this one here. It's a little.
the waterfall.
Yeah, the waterfall. Sure,
It's good.
I like it.
It's good. So, Jimbo, tell us.
tell us
what's going on?
everything about the last year and however long it's
You're
been.
still living in Austin.
Still in Austin.
You're still working for Meatloaf's brothers, aunts, dogs, trainer, dog.
I do them all. Yeah, life has been
Carpet
amazing.
cleaning yet?
God has been. Yeah, still do
And
like
the-
25 hours a week.
And the church.
Churches, bro group or church groups.
Wait,
I would say.
Wait, no.
wait.
Well, it's like men
got-
groups, whatever.
Put
Bro-
a pin in it. Bro groups.
bro group.
Just
Is
men
this
meeting.
the
Spin off of a man meat.
Is this the same as the man meet?
Yeah,
or
there's a bunch. I go to a
you
bunch.
go to
How
several
do you have time
different
to go to man meets all the time?
man
Well,
meets.
because men are needed to uplift others sometimes and be like, come on,
You give
guys.
hand jobs.
That's.
I'd be really upset
uplift.
with you if you're giving hand jobs. I mean, I'm not upset with you because
uplifts, Jim. They're called uplifts in Austin.
Elevation of,
Why don't
lifting.
you hop in the truck? I got time for an uplift.
boy, you got a pretty mouth. How about an uplift?
Till thine cuppeth filleth over.
Okay, stop filling your cup up. My God,
So,
that happens in Texas.
so many.
it could happen anywhere, I would think.
So many things. Jim, I'm called to go to help people.
They call you.
Yeah, he's an escort.
I haven't. Well, no. I heard the call.
Everything about this conversation makes me think that he's a prostitute in fucking Texas. He's going around giving dudes hand jobs.
Uplifts.
I don't give a fuck what you call them. You go to man meets, you meet a bunch of dudes, you give them uplifts. Yeah, that's how it works.
Puts on a
How do you have
costume.
time, Jim? Honest to God, you're not going to a bunch of like men therapy groups.
No,
He's
well,
serious.
no, it's groups that it's literally like motivational groups. So like we'll have a guy that basically talks and he provides a platform.
Are you
and then-
playing at these events?
No, it's just we'll meet anywhere in Austin and like all are welcome. Like
Do you sit in a circle?
well, it's usually desks and and any guys are welcome. Like there's some homeless guys that come.
Of course there are.
Or there's some.
They give free coffee and donuts and shit, right?
Well, I mean, like, what else?
Free coffee and uplifts.
But no, we just help others and motivate them to be on their path. And
It's a very,
Yeah.
very Christian thing of you to be doing. I'm surprised that you have time for all of that, and then to go on and slay all of the tail that you're probably laying in
Jim.
too.
I don't have time not to.
So the last time,
Fucking come back to a comment like that.
the last time we had a conversation, we did 2 episodes of Jim and Casey on the road with Jim and Casey.
Right.
And the last time it was maybe, I don't know, 3 months ago, but you said you were on a sabbatical from slaying the women.
I was.
Because of
Say
a,
it like that. That just makes him out to be a murderer.
Right.
You got to pick a
Well,
part
that's-
of the
I-
body and make
look.
it make it
No,
sort
no.
of-
not
I
my
got-
words,
like.
Right.
okay?
Never
Okay.
mind.
All right, Case. Okay.
So, how's that gone? The bet? It was a bet between you and a coworker, or
Well, the one worship leader at the church I play at, and she actually pinky promised me, and she said, "Jim." Well, she was actually authoritarianly in like communist China style, saying you can't, drink and post these pictures of women around you, surrounded by you at these, beach parties and everything, or pool
Or like
parties.
your entire feed.
And I said, I mean, I didn't mean to sound, but I was like, I thought this was America. And she said, but people look up to you. And I was like, I get that.
You're
but
an influencer.
they shouldn't think that we're holier than they. Like I'm exactly probably where church and the gathering of people is for great people, bad people, whoever.
Everyone's a sinner, baby.
Yeah, right. And I was like, how dare they think that I'm holy? That's their. I was like, that's bad. Like, because I mean, obviously, just because I can say something that is uplifting and like helping people, I'm not there. I just like know something at the moment that I was inspired to tell somebody. That doesn't make. And so she was like, well, you're not allowed to do this anymore. And I was like, I see what you're saying a little bit. Okay,
A little bit.
Let's just call her.
Where at any time, like.
But so I did.
Do you
I
bring
did
up astral projection at any of these events?
Oh well, I mean, with tied by the silver line, the string. Yeah. Well, we've talked about that. That was in. That's biblical. That that the demons try to cut it when you're projecting. That people die. Yeah. They actually get together and they can see it, and they're like they actually have this way of doing it.
Okay.
It's like, but okay.
That answered that question pretty thoroughly. So, do you think now the same meeting that woman that you made the bet with that you wouldn't put
Worship group
right.
leader.
Yeah.
Do you ever bring that same conversation up?
Oh yeah, well, and not that I told her that Lucifer was the ultimate worship leader. He was, but and I was like, not that I'm comparing you or anything.
Just so I'm clear on this, her biggest concern is that you're taking pictures with scantily clad women at night while you're playing gigs, not that you're talking about demons cutting astral projection tethers.
Yeah, the first one.
Hey, okay. I just wanted to make sure I was on the same page.
So, and what our promise was, see how good it'll feel when after you restrain yourself from this. And I was like, all right, well then.
Oh, that is tantric sex,
right? Well, it's close, but like, no, not even to have sex after it. It's just see how you feel.
Did you know this was a woman?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
I
so
mean, back when he told you this the first time.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
It's all recorded. Episode number 2 of On the Road with Jim and Casey.
And Jim,
I don't
maybe
listen to
maybe
podcasts.
maybe she had a thing for me or something, Jim. I don't know, but but how?
That's exactly what I said. Of
How
course, she had a
devastating-
thing for him.
But if you like someone, how wouldn't
She
you
wanted
set
to
them
store
free
all
and
your-
say?
Never mind. Go ahead.
Well, anyway, so my part of the deal was I was like, okay, well then you work out as much as I do then. Not that she had too much tricep fat or anything when her arms were flat, but like I was just for your own health.
Sorry, lady.
That's what I was wondering about too. Is the tricep fat?
But like no, not that she had to. I mean,
First thing to come back.
built fairly well, but so I kept up to my part of the agreement.
Which was
For how
again,
long?
which
3 months. Okay.
You went without sex for 3. No,
Yes.
you went without posting it on Instagram.
No,
for 3
without fornication of the flesh. I've got
Of
almost
the flesh.
months. Things like
well,
that
this one girl.
makes me so uncomfortable.
Well, this one woman went for it. Okay, I made out with one,
Went for it.
but I stopped myself. It was close. I didn't. I fled from evil at that moment, but I did it. And then when I saw that she gave up on her end of the deal,
Oh, you went fucking crazy.
I was like, even woman trifling. Actually, I used the word, and I was like,
Those
all right.
triceps
So then
are
there was
looking
like
too good.
a couple girls maybe after that, which I possibly gave in to my weakness like I always do.
And you
guys.
videoed and sent it to the
No.
tricep lady.
It all happened in the worship.
Live feed.
Yeah.
She did it like a FaceTime call. Check this out.
No,
we're
crazy.
we're
I didn't do that.
uplifting.
Listening how the cults get started right in Texas. It's something.
The
Glad
cults,
you're here.
yeah.
They start as
It's
man-meets.
something. That's exactly right.
Bro groups.
It wasn't a bro group though, because this chick was the head worshiper.
Right.
She's your like band leader or something, right?
Right. And then she heard a word that I think maybe changed her heart. Jesus said, submit to one another. In conversation, like, okay, I submit and understand. Now, do you understand? And she was like, no, I don't. And do what I say, because that's when I was like, oh, did you like read Hitler's book on how to run a country or something like that? Because it's very like authoritarian, communist. You have to do you think I like wearing tight, trendy like
Women's
pants like
shoes?
This. Yeah,
Hitler's
and
book.
women's-
Show the camera those
Okay.
women's shoes
I
that
can't
you
see
are
it.
forced to be wearing.
Right.
Hitler's Guide on Running a Country.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
what he just said. Okay.
That- it
That's
sounds
why
like-
he's wearing women's shoes.
So I was like, this is America, where as long as I'm not breaking the law, I mean, not that it's good to be surrounded by chicks, but like,
No,
you're allowed to. Right?
I wish,
Is it good
I
or-
wish it was.
Your dad's
But so-
calling. You want to put him on the podcast? So 3 months you lasted.
Yeah.
Good job.
Thanks. Felt good.
What did it get you though?
What did it? Yeah.
Why? This one woman from Miami. She's. I just.
No.
Another-
What was the bet?
What?
What were you
$150.
talking about?
It was.
You get
It was $150.
Did you get the $150?
No.
Did she?
She just stopped talking about it, and she has
And
dominion.
stop talking to you?
She has dominion over me because she's the leader.
Of what?
So you can
The
still
worship group.
you can
Doesn't
still
make sense
ask her
to
for
me.
your $150.
No.
No?
I must let it go. And
well,
I just let
So
it.
what did you get from
Why?
the chick in Miami then?
Oh, I thought you were saying.
You're a
Well,
kid now,
what
don't you?
was? No. Okay, God. Whew. Not yet, boys. Maybe one day.
Maybe.
How,
I hope.
how can you follow this worship leader if she doesn't hold to her word? I mean, she owes you $150.
How long
Well-
was the bet for?
She claimed that my rendezvous with a woman that I didn't have sex with, but doesn't have it down there.
You got an uplifting.
She claimed that broke the covenant or oath that we had.
Because you were in the company.
Right. Which I told her, I was like, look, I couldn't help it. Okay, if there's a woman that sees my heart and is like, Jim, I like you. And I'm like, I can't say no. It's hard to.
She sees his heart.
Yeah. Yes.
It's amazing.
Yep.
So
So
you're still-
again, here again we are. We
Here we
just
are.
heard a whole half, I don't know, 25-minute story with absolutely no ending or point or anything.
the ending was
There's no ending. You didn't get paid. You didn't get laid by the chick.
well, I don't
Now-
want to. I wouldn't want to
Bang
plow
your
a
worship leader?
a worship leader at. Well, there was a couple of girls. Anyway, church
She's
girls.
holding out $150. I think.
To all the listeners, look out, okay, for church women. They're out there, just.
Why are you wringing your hands?
This
People can see you now.
Well, I'm okay. Good. This is what they look like. They meet together, and they're like, we're gonna
I don't
get
think
that
we
guy.
can show that. I
And
don't think we can
like,
show
well,
that.
they're meeting in secret, Jim.
Stop talking like that.
And they're like, there he is.
You're
and
still talking about women, right? That's what you're
church
talking-
women,
Church, oh, right?
specifically,
Yeah,
yes.
that's what I meant. Just no
And there's nothing wrong with
denomination, just all church women.
Yeah.
Okay, go
Well,
ahead.
whatever,
I just
yeah.
wanna-
Yeah, it's not like I'm saying Amish,
How do they do
don't
again?
say anything.
Men-
else. Just keep
Right.
How do
going.
they? What do they do?
Well, okay. So they get together and they're like, yeah, him or whatever. And then, men are like, we're out there, I'm just trying to play guitar here. And girls, they see that and they're like, look at him. They like, and there's nothing wrong with it because we all have, we're all fall short of the, I mean, like,
That's how I got every date, by the way. I was just trying to play guitar. That's
Did you have an actual guitar? Or?
No, it was air guitar.
well,
And you got dates like that?
Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
so
That's
Deb,
how most guys get dates.
and I
Guitars.
love, and by the way, I love all women. I smart,
even
stupid,
church women.
Church women, evil women. I like. Who are your favorite women, Jim? Like, do you like smart women
Or church women.
or-
I'm gonna have to say smart women.
So
Yeah.
you don't like dumb women then? Why don't you like low IQ'd women, Jim? What did they can't help that.
Why are we having this conversation?
You know how I'm
Jim's an intelligent man.
so
What do you think he wants to do?
you're
Sit
bigoted
around and have a
against
conversation
right.
with a moron?
Last week we had an intelligent person here. Go ahead.
So you want to have a conversation with only smart women? That's kind
I
of
don't need to have conversations with any women other than my wife and my mother and my grandmother. And a couple ants.
That's smart, Jim.
Yeah, I'm well aware.
I can see why you're smart. So, but if you were if you didn't have a wife or whatever, you would accept all, right? I love everybody, but through my experience, church girls are wild and fun, and they're like, yeah, church on Sunday, watch out Monday.
That is not the first.
That's still not the hand. Like that's not the.
Church women do that. You've obviously never been to church.
But like what you're saying in that hand gesture, don't go together. Like I don't understand.
You don't think women get together and they talk about what men they want to slay? They do it more than we do.
Okay.
They do. Don't you know that song, Girl Talk?
No.
I absolutely don't know that song.
Can you share a little bit of the jingle?
I forget how. It's like girls talking.
Girl Talk.
Do girl talk.
But yes, Jim, I'm still a lone man on the road. Just a
So you're still carpet cleaning?
Do you live by yourself?
no.
Yeah,
I
tell
have
us
a
about
roommate.
your living situation.
I have
This is something I've never heard about.
Briefly.
Well, no, I live in a house. I have a roommate. Actually, we have 2 roommates now. We got another one because we have a 4-bedroom home.
Women or
and
men?
2. Well, one dude owns his house, and then another girl lives next to my room, or like near mine.
The math is.
I thought you said you had
There's
3
4
roommates.
bedrooms.
Yeah, the owner,
guy-
the owner of the home, and then another roommate.
The one
So
guy
that's
owns
2
it,
people
and the
plus you.
girl.
There's still
and
one
there's an
person
open
I
missing.
bedroom.
said I'm sorry. 3 household consensus.
bedroom.
Yes, I'm sorry. I meant 3 total people. Yeah.
So, in a house, in a
4
house,
bedroom.
in-
Big.
but-
Yeah, it's a nice size house. You
In
know,
the town
sometimes
of
we'll have
Austin, or you
parties.
live outside of Austin?
In Austin, but in the suburbs. Actually, Jim, if you pull up
Yeah,
Google Maps,
I'm gonna do that right now.
type in Wells Branch, Austin. Well, just
What's
type
your
in
address?
Austin.
I'll
it's one-
beep.
Oh wait,
I'll
no.
beep it out. I'll beep it out.
Okay, 1521.
What's wrong with you? I will beep it out.
Nothing.
Christ.
I'm calling you.
Nobody wants to come fucking see you anyway.
You know that profile that you're
Probably
giving?
already there.
That profile that you're giving right now, with a haircut, looks good.
Thanks.
Yeah. Jim, you look good too, by the
I
way.
hate this show.
What about Ryan?
Ryan, you look
One
like what's that anime?
That is racist.
What is no? There's
That's a big
Oh,
house.
you live in a cul-de-sac, huh?
yeah, kind of. Well, no, it's
do
a
you mean?
half cul-de-sac. It's because there's 2 entrances to it.
Oh,
yeah.
It's
that's
a- it's like a-
wild one there. You live on a little hump. That you?
Yeah, that's fine.
Is that your car right there?
Why are you acting
No, that's
like
my
you've
roommate.
never seen this
That-
house before?
That's my roommate's.
This is yours.
That's the guy that owns it. That's his. his-
Smart car.
They give. Yeah.
Is he a listener?
No.
Good.
He actually, yeah, he might be.
He will be after
Yeah.
today.
But that's actually that's like probably a couple months old, that picture, because he doesn't. That was for his job. So
The
they,
smart car was for his job.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Was he?
He drives like everyone else, a big pickup truck. You know, being a big man.
Everyone else,
Yeah.
you mean
in Texas.
Texas.
In Texas, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. In his new life,
right?
not here.
Not here.
So that's.
Hey.
He doesn't even edit anymore.
What?
Pretty sure I can get the license plate if we try hard enough. So
I saw a TomTom vehicle driving around the other
TomTom.
day.
What?
Who still uses
What is that?
TomTom? It's like a GPS. It's like the exact same thing as Google Maps, but it
there's
has
still Garmin
yeah.
and there's still TomTom.
Why?
You mean
Though.
you saw the actual like map maker
Yeah.
car driving
Yeah.
around? They have
It
to
said
do it, too.
TomTom.
Where was that at?
I'm not sure.
I mean, Google
Somewhere on
probably
my
has
travels.
hundreds of them.
Yeah, I know. No,
TomTom probably
it's
has,
one
like,
car that goes
One.
across
Yeah,
the
like the last- it's the last one. They just didn't tell it yet.
They just didn't change the painting on the van. Google paid them to drive.
Was there anybody driving it?
Actually, no, it was just sitting in a parking lot.
It was probably abandoned like 5 years ago. Like, we think we got everything.
Tell us about your trip here.
What are you doing here?
Well, I missed my flight last week. I was my Gambada's anniversary was last week. My godmother's was last week, and I wanted to fly for it.
Say it again.
You're okay. Well, it's compare, but it's my godmother and godfather.
Okay.
So I tried to getting a flight, and I missed it. The traffic. Basically, long story short, they closed the airline or the gates 22 minutes early for what, and they were just like, hey.
That would
never happens.
Would never ever happen to Casey. Just like
That doesn't happen, especially
Never?
if they see that someone's not on the flight.
Well, okay, you know what?
They will wait.
This is a story.
Here we go.
Let me get into you, Frontier Airlines.
Oh well, that's why.
Wow.
That's why
Lucky
they
the plane had both wings.
I mean, we can still make fun of
Frontier. Where'd you have to go first?
the South Terminal in Austin. Did you ever go there?
Lay
It's
over
small.
4 times.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, well, I
I had
had
to go to
yeah.
Chicago, Charlotte, Dallas.
I caught the plane, but it took me a week to get here.
Did you guys ever? No, I usually don't talk bad about people, but I think we can still talk bad about corporations, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
We can talk
Frontier.
bad about everybody.
So-
yeah.
I got there probably 50 minutes before my actual flight. Then you have to take a shuttle to the South Terminal, which I didn't know, but I guess it was in my email. But I
You got to the airport 50 minutes before.
yeah. So then we shuttled there. I got there about 25, 30 minutes before my flight. The dude next to me was going to Philly too, same plane. So we run in the building. I run to the kiosk to get my ticket.
Now, when you ran, was he running at the same pace as you,
or
or were you outpacing him?
I was just.
or you were laying back to keep up with him, so he didn't feel
Uncomfortable.
Right.
I think
You wanted to
I think we
uplift
talked
him,
about.
so-
or were you wearing women's shoes and were just running at a
I
normal
can
pace?
run on all shoes that I wear. I think we talked
He's a
about.
very good on-screen runner. We've seen it in that. Remember in the Indian video?
Of course,
Native American.
Thank you, Native American.
we
Sorry,
actually
Indigenous people.
Sorry, Boo.
we actually talked about. Ryan, it's okay. We love all people here. Well, except Frontier Airlines
And church women.
run by people.
Yeah.
But so, well, we did talk about bench. I think he only benched like 135, Jim. I mean,
The guy
I
that
can
you were
run faster
running,
than- yeah.
that you were.
Right. Well, no, but like,
Wait.
I would
Wait.
probably be a faster runner than him. But I was
Stop.
just jogging.
Stop.
you know,
How long were you with this individual?
10 minutes.
On some kind of shuttle of some
Yes.
sort?
Yeah.
And in that period of time,
The top 10 question, Casey.
Yes.
the question of how much do you bench came up.
No, it wasn't how much do you bench. It's I bench this much. What do you do? It's like what you guys do. Hey, Case, here's how big my wallet. My wallet's this big, Jim. How big's yours? And Jim's like, look at this. You know, I sold more doors than this week. So, yeah, obviously, I could bench more than this guy.
So what
So-
does that have to do with the
With
running?
How many times a day do you bring up how much
Top
you
heavy.
can bench?
Definitely.
Like, how long do you have to be with somebody to constitute a conversation starter that would include, by the way, I bench this
A
much
real bro
on my stomach?
doesn't ask people how much they bench.
How-
A real
I'm not
bro
answering that.
says, "I do this much." You know what kind of what do you work out with?
Now, is this
I
a
think I should
max?
go to the hospital. I think I ripped something open.
Is this a max bench or
You never
a
start
workout
out with
with?
your max.
Oh.
Yeah. Just work out weight, and then
What do you work out
then
with?
you gauge.
I
like-
work out with.
Yeah, like I work out with
What do you do?
215 or whatever.
And then
Hey.
you started sprinting to the terminal? Like,
Well-
I'm so fucking confused.
Well, no, we're talking about
Go!
You both yelled out how much you bench, and then you took off down the terminal. Is that what happened?
No, we were actually
This
talking
is the
about.
most ridiculous story you've ever
No,
told.
we were talking about the seats being dirty because there are all these stains on there
What the fuck
too.
were you sitting down for?
The shuttle was dirt. We were on a shuttle.
All
These
right.
seats are so dirty, but I work out with 275.
Was it only the two of you?
No, it was pretty full. But it wasn't. It was maybe
No,
a
it was with
20
a bunch
person,
of other sloppy fatties, though. He didn't want to have
probably a
conversation
20 person
with.
bus. But so we get there, and when I see him running, I'm like, and he's been on this flight before, or he's used that terminal before, and I was like, oh, maybe I should run too. So we're just jogging, and we get there.
Was that the pitter patter of footsteps?
Those are his little feet moving in his little women's shoes.
So We get there. And this terminal is really small. If anyone's ever been to
hope.
the South Terminal,
You think it picked up?
the TSA is on the right, and the agents are right ahead. It's literally like 30 feet separation from each other.
Did you say the Asians?
The agents.
Oh.
Yeah. No, there wasn't Asians there. Interesting, though. Frontier.
The
Right.
non-Asian flight
Right.
you had.
So I run over to my kiosk as this guy, I guess, had his ticket already, which I didn't have my actual. So I ran to the kiosk, type in my stuff. It says, please see an agent. Your ticket cannot be processed. So I look up.
That would be for your boarding pass, wouldn't it?
Right.
Aren't you doing this backwards?
Yeah, I can't.
Did you have to check it back?
Yes.
Well, then
Yeah.
you were fucked. You have to.
Oh, no. I had a carry-on.
Carry-on.
That's why, yeah. I didn't have to check it back. No, I'm sorry. But, so I run up. I see my guy.
amateur.
He's getting there. The guy next to me, I see him. He's getting there. He's like, hello, here's my ticket. Because he's,
No,
he's-
don't do that.
well, I mean, he was Middle East, whatever.
No,
And
I don't care. Don't say that.
Oh, what? We were joking around about it.
Oh, good.
You were joking.
You
around?
and the weightlifter guy, or you and the Middle Eastern
No,
guy?
the guy was Middle Eastern next to
The
me. He
weightlifter
was
was
like,
Middle Eastern.
probably some from Persia or Babylonian. I don't know. But like,
It's Peruvian.
I'm so sorry.
no,
I
Persia.
can't do it. Persia doesn't exist anymore.
Well, it's Iraq or whatever. So,
Rode in on an elephant.
like, actually, I think, were we talking
Most,
about,
if not all of this will be unusable.
I think we were talking about
that's good.
This is fucking gold.
I think we were talking about a pool party, actually. And he was like, give me your women. And I was.
So he rubbed his hands together
I
like
mean,
that
no,
too?
it's- I can see the spirit. I can see the spirit of conniving.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Everybody knows Persians and church women are the worst at wringing their hands out.
so
Oh,
anyway,
this is so
I
demented.
see him getting there, and I'm trying to get my ticket. I couldn't get it. I goes over
He
to the
already
agent.
had his boarding pass, probably.
Yes.
Like most
He's
people.
probably flown before and
in the
knows what he's
country.
doing, right?
Okay, well,
Most people.
so I run up to the agent,
50
and I
minutes
still
on that
see
for all
him.
of this.
I still see him at the TSA line where they check
Checkpoint.
you. And I can see him. I go to the girl. I'm like, hey, I can't get my ticket on the thing. And she's like, type it in. And she's like, oh, you know what? They just closed the gates. And I was like, what do you mean? And she's like, there's no more boarding. And I said, and she goes, they close 15 minutes before the flight leaves. And I looked at my phone and I was like, ma'am,
It's 22 minutes.
It's 22 minutes before your flight leaves. And she's like, yeah, well, they closed it 15 minutes before, so it's closed. And I was like, well, then, but it's 22. Like, I have 7 minutes. And I was like, can I just get my ticket? She goes, I can't give it to you. I was like, ma'am, not that I'm trying to tell you what to do or anything. I was like, you don't think I can walk 30 feet in 7 minutes?
You told her how much you benched, didn't you?
I said I have 7 minutes to walk 30 feet. And she's like, again, a girl using technology throws her hands up and says, they closed it. And I was like, so basically she was like, I guess the airline thinks that you can't make it there in time. And they closed it early. And I was like, there's no one there. There's probably one person literally getting through. So as I'm arguing with her, I was like, all right, so there's nothing I can do. It's already forfeited. She goes, I'll look for another flight. As she's looking for it, I'm sitting there. Literally, this isn't taking very long. I see my friend walking on the plane. I'm like, ma'am, he is on the plane.
He's not your friend.
Oh, okay. The guy next
they
to
know
me.
how much
right.
they bench, and they ran after each other
So-
for
I saw him walking.
That's
an
friendship
undetermined
to
amount
me.
of time.
You Frontier Airlines. But
They joked about him being Middle Eastern also.
never trust Frontier Airlines.
Goes without saying.
Yeah.
I think Spirit and Frontier. are
Yeah.
great. Okay.
And I think they're in cahoots
Fair
with
enough.
each other. Yeah.
Oh, Spirit and Frontier? You mean the two low-ball airlines
Yeah.
would be in cahoots against everybody else?
Like they're saying,
Or-
look at all those nice airlines with those cool planes.
And
they're
daily
probably
maintenance.
like, right.
And registered
So-
pilots.
Long story short, Jim, or Casey and Jim and Ryan, I missed my flight, and
everybody else.
right, I missed my flight. And they were going to put me on something the next day, but I had to be back on Sunday anyway. So then, guys, I was supposed to go on a tour this week that I fled to come here, and the tour got canceled. All these dates got switched around. I basically have nothing until like next weekend. So I was like, wait a minute, I can, because I have time off. I took like no jobs, whatever. I was like, I think I can drive here. So I was thinking about Casey being a man and everything. How Casey's, wears his shirt tucked in. Not now though, but
drive here. You did not drive here.
I got in my car with duct tape around the intake hose, and I started it up on the second time. Every time it starts up, and I got in it, got a cup of coffee. I drove
Austin, Texas,
to readingpa.
It's a 24-hour drive.
It's a 20. Well, yes. I stopped. I always stop in Nashville. Everybody.
Gold's Gym.
Yeah. If you are traveling across, the country, there's a Gold's right off 70 and 40 in Nashville, 70 South.
How much for the daily shower?
I have a Gold's membership.
Oh.
So
I thought you were banned from Gold's.
No.
Berks County Gold.
No, I'm not banned from any gym.
It's not like there's a Interpol of golds.
That's what you think, Jim.
Probably.
You don't know what they do when they search people. All right. Well, anyway.
Ooh.
So
In the face.
yeah, I it took me 29 hours to get here. No sleep. Oh well, yeah, no sleep, no rest, eating. I did pull over a lot though. Stretching, doing some calisthenics, gas station.
You drove
hangs.
for 29 hours
Straight. Yeah, I got here at 10:30.
Does that help if you're driving and you get out and do like calisthenics and such?
I think so. Well, working out gave me another like easy 8 hours because it took 14 hours to get to Nashville.
You drove to Nashville, got out of the car, worked out, took a shower, got back in the car, and kept driving.
ate at the Greek
take a
restaurant.
shower. I was going to, but I didn't shower.
Ate at the
after.
Greek
You
restaurant.
didn't shower.
No,
You had the opportunity to take a shower in halfway in between a 24-hour drive, and you said, "Meh."
I felt like it was going to take too long. And also, I forgot my towel. So, which was the name of the music video that we did with the Native Americans. But, Jim, all I did
you forgot your towel.
I forgot my towel was the name of our song. So I was going to because my feet smelled from just sweating and everything.
Being disgusting in a car for 14 hours.
But look up why not showering is good for your skin texture and why I look so young right now. Oh, you can't. Okay. Oh no,
ahead.
the video's hidden because people
You
said.
want Jim to ask Google why Jim Morganti?
Is that really what you said? I blocked it
No,
out. I wasn't even
no, I
listening to it.
Oh, I thought you were
I
looking
was
up
looking
showering.
at- no, go ahead.
No, you can't find the video. It's a hidden
Oh,
link.
okay.
Yeah, I have to send it to you because people were offended by people that
Can't find
are acknowledging that Native Americans existed and dressing up like them. So, anyway, all I did was guns, and then I went to Greek Cafe that's right next to it. And for any listeners and viewers now that travel a lot, there's a Gold's right off the 40 and 70.
If you're ever in Nashville,
Yeah. And
you
I
don't
know
wanna
there's
take a shower, but you want to eat at a Greek restaurant right after you
Yep.
drive for 14 hours and then work out.
And I know there's a lot of bros out there that listen to this show. You guys are gonna stick together. Come on. Yeah. But yeah. Just want to thank you guys, by the way, for tuning in. With your support, we can help Jim lose weight because I guess his baby is not even motivating him that much. But maybe we could do more.
I started walking this past week, man.
Nice.
I
So,
did. You should see the callus on my broken toe.
really.
Yeah.
So
And the cat bit it off.
the other
That's part
week-
of what I wanted to talk about.
Oh, go ahead.
No, it's okay. Go ahead.
Are
I went on
you
vacation.
finished, or what? Do you have more?
What was another 4 fucking hours of listening to this shit?
Go ahead.
Yeah, that was. I guess. Yeah, Jim. I don't require sleep sometimes, which is another reason why I look young.
Have
I
you
think.
slept since you got? When did you?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I slept for like 4 or 5 hours when I got home to my parents, and I hugged my
Splashed some
mom.
holy water in your face, and out the door you went.
I hugged my mom for a long time, and we shared a tear.
How's she doing?
And she's doing good.
Good.
I mean, like, just I guess basically complacent. Like the illness it's just there, and she's just dealing with it basically. So, but she's doing good. Spirits are good. I played her some guitar of the worship songs that I play, and we were singing it, and she was like, "Yeah, Sonny," and
Did you tell her about the sex pact that you had with your worship leader?
I told her that there's a lot of just evil women out there bent on
Church women.
more than well, yes, them too.
I didn't think you were so big on Jesus before you left.
He
here.
wasn't. He wasn't.
No, I was. Yeah.
Yeah, no, you weren't. You were actually No, you weren't.
Well, yeah, but see what
I
happens
mean, we could
is.
certainly bring up the video and review some of it if you
Well,
prefer.
oh no! I've always had the love of God in my heart because, but I believed I was a big believer of Jesus. Maybe I talk about it because I'm like
chased it out of you.
right. So now I'm talking. I have to say this because I'm like, wow, it's so great. Because
So you were saved
by
by the worship girl.
you could
didn't
say-
want you to have sex with.
you
3
can
months.
say saved. You can say saved, but it's just like I can
Reborn.
see
You were
things.
reborn.
I have discernment better now. I can see the spirit of in the deep, and so now it's a battle spiritually between me and these demons. I'm like, all right, guys, look out!
Oh, so it's like
and then
it's like Ghost.
it's Dragon
And you're
Ball
Patrick
Z.
Swayze.
It's-
No, you're
no.
you're Whoopi
It's-
Goldberg.
Dragon Ball Z combined with Ghost in the fight scene where he pushed. Yeah,
I'm not 12, so I've never seen Dragon Ball Z. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
You mean -12 because it came out in what? Like, well, okay, it wouldn't be -12, but it came out in like the 80s.
What is -12?
Dragon Ball Z came out when before we
know.
were birthed.
While I'm thinking about it, since we're on video now, do the thing with your arms for everyone.
Oh,
you still
yeah.
do that?
Oh, I don't know.
I'm sure a lot of people.
My arms are tight.
I'm sure a lot of.
Oh, make sure we're getting that.
I can't see anything. All I see is Factorio.
Oh,
What?
get over there.
Deadly Chickenduck. What is that, Jim? Are you guys doing a different podcast?
Oh, it's my.
We were supposed to start a new segment this week, but then
Yeah, you bumped.
Then-
Are you?
you bumped it.
I know what you're doing. You're keeping all the tracks that you edit out called Deadly Chickenduck to hold as ransom to like some sort of Scientology cult.
Yep.
I knew it, Jim.
Yeah, and it's based in Austin, Texas. So.
Yeah, I still can. Basically.
Oh, it's so.
That's actually what it looked like.
You've never seen yourself do that. As much as you sit in and look at yourself in
the mirror.
front of the mirror,
Well,
you've never done that in front of the mirror.
Yeah, guys, it's called being double jointed. Okay. That's probably why my arms can't get very big either. My doctor said, "Watch out! If anyone like they can break so easily." So he had pity for me, and I was like, "All right, doctor." It was years ago. Why I didn't play football either. I
Like,
thought my
like stale pasta.
You didn't play football because you thought your arms might get broken.
yeah. Dude, look, Jim,
Snap like a twig.
put your arm out. Look at that thing. Wow. Look, people. I'm not making this up. My hands are really big. Okay. Well, I mean they're a
What
good
are you
size.
doing?
I'm showing the viewers how big your arm is.
I don't like this.
If you could please.
I don't like
Both my hands.
I don't like this game.
Around it.
Jim, why are you not
How big
participating?
his arm is.
Can we play how big is Jim's calf compared to yours?
No, I want to just sit here. Well, you promised that I could just sit here and watch. So I didn't have to participate.
And Case, you have good wrists too. Look at
They're
those
not
things.
bad.
Yeah.
What else do you have for us?
Okay. Well. Okay.
It's been
What else?
quite
was I-
a while since you've been here.
Yeah.
You're still carpet cleaning?
Yeah.
Have you met anybody else that's famous? Carpet
Lyle
cleaning?
Lovett.
Yeah.
The
You
Lyle
met
Lovett.
Lyle Lovett.
Well, no.
Oh, you met his,
I was in his house.
and you met his.
While
and
his
I met-
maid let you in.
I met his his designer. Well, I know, but I work for a lot of designers.
Yeah, whatever.
So, which guys? Oh my god! All right, so listeners, if anybody is like they work with designers and stuff, and you're single or probably divorced with children, and you're like, oh, I just want to date around. Designing women that are designers are
Designing
What?
women that
What
are designers.
are so they're
What exactly
Designing
does a
wo-
designer do?
nothing actually. They're just hot
Designing-
chicks
I
that
feel like you just make you made the profession.
No,
up.
there's designers. It's an actual job for women that they dress up
Job
real
for
hot
women.
and they give suggestions to people on how to design their house. Some
It's an
people say they don't.
interior
Interior designer.
They just called designers because they
They'll do outside.
They
too.
absolutely are not just women.
Jim, I has a design. Men are. I think men are interior and women are just called designer.
I can't.
But what
I can
they do
handle
is
you, dude.
no, it's a great job. I mean, they dress up all hot and cool.
Why
and
don't you
They walk
become
around
a designer?
because it's for hot women.
No, it's not.
Jim, you don't think I know how this works?
What works?
Designing.
Then you should be a designer.
All right. Why are women in real
He'd
estate?
have to be an interior designer because that's obviously how it works.
I'm
Men
just
are
baffled
interior.
by
You could break the mold though.
I mean,
Go down in history.
Well,
and be the
there's
first
have
male.
you
there's
ever
probably
heard
gay men that do it. Yeah.
Well, then you don't.
Have you ever
could
heard
just
of
be a regular.
architects?
Well, no. Architects build the house.
No, that's not
Designers.
my question.
It's like this.
Are all architects men or are they all women?
Statistically, it's like 80% men. Yeah, and engineers. But
Statistically.
yeah, but and no, it's great. But like girls
Where do you
come
get
in.
these
You
statistics?
just pulled it right.
Oh,
out of the ass,
Jim,
dude.
go ahead and type it in.
I deal with architects on a pretty regular basis.
And how many are
There's
chicks?
A lot.
Or chicks
A lot.
for what type of architecture?
All of it.
Architecture.
Right.
The architectural kind.
Oh, well, you sell doors, girls. Okay, so they need protection to their garage hole. Yeah, well, okay, I see. So, no, but they do what these designers do. They come into houses and they go like this, and they.
Jesus Christ.
they
How
do-
does anybody. How?
I'm not. Look, I see it all day long. I'm like this. I'm working on like a stain. You know, I'm just hanging out, like putting some hydrogen peroxide on it. It gets rid of everything basically that comes out of humans or animals. And I'm putting it on, and I'm looking over, and I see these
You
two
clean
designers.
cars.
There's a designer and her
Yes,
assistant.
Casey. He gets down this close, and while he's doing that, other people are doing things in the house that
Right.
Lyle Lovett lives in.
And
He's eavesdropping on their conversation.
no, I'm looking at. Yeah, I hear some, but I'm just sitting there hanging out, and this is what they do.
So
And
you're
it-
not actually
Hold on,
working.
he's gonna show us what they
Right.
do. I really-
They sit back. So and this is
Who?
like
The designers.
Oh, okay.
So
I apologize.
typically you'll have construction guys in there, and like guys fixing the bathrooms or whatever or the kitchens, and then you have the designers that are dressed all nice and everything and hot, and they probably do great in life. And what they do is they walk around and they do a lot of points like, that looks. Oh, you know what?
Was your foot just up? Did they put their feet up?
Well, it's a lot of. So this is what
Use the accent.
So I see this. This is not an exaggeration.
Oh my God!
I'm working on a stain. 2.
How many stains does Lyle Lovett have in his house?
Not many.
It's an
Very
infinite
clean.
amount of stains.
And actually, this was at someone else's house.
One
this
stain, but
reference
it's
that I'm giving
real
to.
deep.
I was sitting there. There's one dude working on a sink on their upstairs sink. It's these, it's beautiful homes and like basically in the hills of Austin are beautiful. And then what they're trying to do, it took literally 8 women. Oh no, I'm sorry, 3 women and 2 dudes trying to hang a picture on the wall.
Where did the number 8 come from?
Just because there's a lot of people standing there going like this.
6.
There's 2 designers, one designer and her assistant, and then the homeowner. It took these
That's,
So
only
that's 3.
designers. Well, no, and then there
We
was
went
workers.
from 8 to
well, no,
6
then there
to
was
3.
workers standing around there
Oh.
looking. But there was 2 guys, basically a big picture, hanging it, and it wasn't really that big actually. One person probably could have done it, but they're seeing if it's straight on a wall, and what they're doing is just
How hard is it to hang a picture?
It took all 3 of them.
You put something
to look
in the
at a
wall.
picture.
Lyle Lovett's
Hang-
house.
No, it's not his house. It was
just
someone
straight-
else's. I'm using an
Wait,
example from
what?
a different house. I'm
I
using.
thought we were
isn't even
talking about Lyle
No,
Lovett's
I was.
designer.
You asked me whose house was I in recently, and I gave you one. But this is another house, and
never told us.
so
that-
these they're like, oh,
Do they actually
and-
flail their arms like that?
Yes, there's
Where else did he
flailing,
get that? He doesn't
and
have
there's a
that
lot
shit.
of sitting and just like
Exaggerating?
looking, and like the guys that are the dudes that are working are standing there and saying it's perfectly straight, and it took 3 of them, I'd say about 20 to 30 minutes to finally see if that picture was straight. And I was looking at it, and the guys knew the whole time. They're like, it's going right here. It's the only thing that makes sense because these other pictures. And it was so simple for 2 people to do, but
Do
they
not
needed
have 4-foot levels and
That would
Texas.
drive me
they needed
crazy.
10 people to constantly say this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
Level out
Yeah.
of your truck.
I don't know if anybody works with designers or architects and builds houses or anything. If we have contractors as listeners, but please call in and maybe write Chickenduck an email. But I want to know
I don't
how
think
they
any
feel
of
about
this is a good
designers.
idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, if the construction company is listening, write in and let me know so I can move.
Jim, you don't find it
I'll need a
interesting?
new job.
Why are all designers hot then? And real estate agents. Why?
Oh,
All real estate
oh,
agents
real
are hot.
estate.
Oh, come on. I mean, like, there's a lot of hot ones.
Lots of hot ones. Yeah, most.
Yep.
What about the guys that sell houses?
You know, they're just real estate agents.
Why do you puff your chest up like that? What are they?
Oh, because they, button up their
Real estate agent.
their ties,
Oh. They,
look presentable.
yeah, they have quotas.
Their hair combed.
Hair combers.
I never.
I'm exhausted. I am like emotionally drained. We've only been going for like 40 minutes. I don't know how we did this.
55.
I can't
Well, we
wait.
got
until,
used to it.
I can't wait until all the contractors call in. They're like, "Dude, I've been wanting to say this for so long that designers are just a bunch of people that get there and talk to people like it's a social
Why don't
club."
you give them the number to call?
It's kind of like, what is the number?
Beep, 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 beep. There
It's
you go.
kinda
We'll hang it
like-
up there.
It's kind of like how guys go to the gym and then we like kind of like there's some guys just want to socialize. It's kind of like that. It's like a way to give your input. Yeah, I mean, you could be creative and stuff like that and do this, that, and the other. But like,
So having a designing job is just like socializing. Is that what?
it's
You're saying?
yeah,
And the only one that can do it is a woman.
hot.
Oh, hot woman.
Yeah, nice legs. Probably former athlete in high school,
Obviously.
college. Ran track. Probably has her hair.
What?
Ran track.
I'm just giving you
In high
like,
school.
Ran
yeah.
track.
In high school.
Yeah.
I thought you
Or
said something
college.
about her rack, and I was trying to figure out what the first word was, but okay. You weren't quite that bad on that one, I guess.
And I like designers. Like I have nothing against them. I would totally date a beautiful designer that's well off. By the way, I'm single for a long time. But
Shocking.
and they do
Shocking.
what they do great.
Yeah, they do. All of them do
Yeah.
great. Yep, it's 100%. It's a given that when you go to school for designing, you get a great job if you're a woman
And hot.
and hot.
Hey.
Yeah. Well, if you ran
You
track,
have to
yeah.
run track.
Yeah, only if you ran track. Are you going to St. Marcos at all? Or have you been to?
I was there yesterday. Yeah.
Last
Last
Saturday and a day.
Right. So I'm sorry. I broke my toe there last Saturday and a day.
What,
And
Jim?
then-
How? You dropped the bocce ball.
No,
Oh.
I don't play bocce. It
I got
started
you.
raining and I leapt from
You leapt.
leapt. I've got quite the spring in my step, my friend.
Well, what did you? I would too
He's
if I
a
had those
secret leper.
47-inch calves.
Leper.
So
Hey.
when I jumped, I was in my
You got your toenail caught on something.
no. I had my
It's snagged.
sneakers,
Oh.
and my sneaker tread was shot. And when my top foot hit the curb,
Your
the top
top
of the
foot.
curb, my back foot, front foot. I'm sorry.
Your front foot.
My front foot slid and my back foot went slamming into the curb, like toe first, and it broke it pretty good.
How do you know it's broken, Jim?
Well, it's sprained, and then since then my son's been trying.
Is
to
it black and blue?
No.
Well, it's not.
Yeah. Well, it
You're
hurts.
fine.
Okay. Thanks, guys.
You're fine. Did you ever see the picture of my foot when my dad dropped a log on it?
I remember
Yeah,
that.
that was a broken foot.
Yeah, you're disgusting. That was disgusting.
And I continued to work through the day.
I'll show you the big ass
The
callus
next
that I
week.
have
No
on
thanks.
from walking up and down the
I'm
beach.
good. So I just have one quick story. The other week I was in Dallas, and it was
For a worship.
No, I didn't. I don't do that stuff. I'm not a worshiper.
You didn't have an uplifting experience?
No.
So you don't like being happy, full of joy and serenity and perfect
It's actually
peace?
the opposite of what he enjoys.
Yeah.
The exact opposite.
Oh, okay.
So
He likes all those things, but by himself.
I had to get. I had a missed flight in like Midland, Texas, or something, and I had to
Do
fly.
they not know who you are?
Yeah, I know. Well, I've actually gotten 2 calls from
Mr. America?
well, Mr. America's liaisons.
Liaison.
Liaisons. And they wanted to talk to me about all my missed flights that I've been having lately, and if there's anything that they could do to correct it.
Put a little pep in your step.
But I haven't called them back yet. But because I've been getting upgrades constantly, first class, like every flight. So
Hasn't been that big of a deal.
no.
Good for you, bud.
So anyway, I had to.
Frontier, right?
No,
that's-
never fly
there you
Frontier.
go.
American all the way.
America's great,
Mr.
isn't it?
Frontier doesn't.
America
doesn't
is
call
good.
you.
So, no, there is no Mr. Frontier.
That was the joke. I would imagine there's no Mr. American either. But,
There might be.
okay.
So anyway, I had to stay in Dallas because I missed my flight from Midland. Then I missed my flight because of my layover so I had to stay in Dallas for the night. And I didn't have a rental car, so I had to get an Uber to my hotel. And you never use
Oh, my
Uber
brother.
in Dallas?
Yeah.
I don't think he was available yet.
Oh.
So the Uber lady kept texting me and saying that she was at the wrong spot. Now, you've never used Uber, but it shows you exactly where you're standing, like on the map, that they should be able to drive exactly to where you are.
If you both have good service
Well,
for GPS.
right. And on the Dallas Uber thing, it says that there's actual things on the outside where it says like number 11, stop 10, stop 12, whatever. So I said I was at stop 11. So I see her car pull up, drive right past me, and she goes down to like number 14. And she's like, I don't see you anywhere. I just text her back, just stay there, do not move, right? So it's like hot in Dallas. It's like 100-some fucking degrees. And she starts driving. And now I know she has the air conditioner on full blast because I can see her dashboard, but she also has all the windows down.
Oh, nice.
And she's like, I was already all pissed off because she was late. She wasn't at the right spot. She wanted to fucking chit chat, right? And she's like, can you feel the air? And she's like going like that. I'm just, yep.
Put the windows up.
Well,
Put the windows up. No, put the windows up. Ma'am, could you please put your windows up? I can't feel the air.
It's actually a very comfortable feeling of keeping all your windows down and the air turned all the way up.
no,
Yeah,
it's
spoken
not.
like a true guy that wastes fucking
That
gasoline.
doesn't have air conditioning.
yeah. How often do you do that, Jim?
Well, I do. Well, sometimes if you're driving and
Does your
windows,
vehicle have air conditioning?
this one
Well,
does. Yes.
This one.
You have
Well,
to be
not my
going
old one.
a certain
I'm curious
amount.
about what this feeling is with the windows down and the air on.
Well,
'cause
the
Yeah, it's
feeling
called
of
hot
pissing
air.
all of your money out of the window.
No, it feels like hot air.
Well, yeah, but no,
none of
it's,
that sounds
It
good
sucks
to
the
me.
Cold air right out the side.
no, but it also blows the hot air out because the air conditioner's on. So it's a blend of air.
It's an air
That's-
blend.
Mostly
Yes.
not.
It's mostly hot air.
Mostly hot air.
But if your air is on, it's conditioning that hot air. Hence, I believe it's called air conditioned because the it's
So
like,
people can see you.
you know what I mean.
Next subject. Yeah.
It's like conditioner for your hair. Like it makes it all
Yeah, it's like hair conditioning, but it's called air conditioning. It's the same principle. Next.
No H.
Let's
Did anybody feel the earthquake
in where.
3 weeks ago?
No.
You didn't feel that?
No, I didn't.
Dude, Barbara and I were sitting in the sunroom, and it felt like something exploded underneath us. It was fucking scary as shit. Like we went outside, and all the neighbors were out. It was fucking crazy. And then there was like 4 aftershocks after that, big ones.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's right, because I said that UGI was blasting behind there.
Right.
And you said no, it was the earthquake, that
Right.
it's been confirmed. And I tweeted to UGI, and they neither confirmed nor denied
There you go.
that they were blasting in the area.
Do you think that we have some silos over there? Maybe some missile silos?
Underground silos or something.
Under Barb's place.
Somewhere over there.
Start digging. Take the
Wait a minute.
metal detector.
That's
over
up.
there, yeah.
Okay. Well, you're on top of a mountain. Okay. I'm not going to give away any details, but
I don't know that I would consider that a mountain.
It's not really a mountain. It's
a hill, right?
I guess.
But if they could bury rockets behind Tomasano and Pizzicomo there, right?
Of course. How could I forget?
I mean, this is well known in
When
Reading.
was Wilson High School built is the question.
I don't know.
If it coincides with the time that Thomasano was
Probably right
built.
around.
World War II.
Probably.
Right.
WW2.
Prepping for all the Nazis to come over and create NASA. All right. I got you. Yeah, we gave them asylum. Yeah. So they could make NASA and then control everybody and create artificial intelligence. And now it's going to it's literally Skynet, people. So, but I mean, it's just well known, Jim. I don't know why.
I know. I knew all that. It's actually in my notes already. I hit it big at the tables.
Shut up. Oh, yeah. Tell us about your vacation. You went to it.
It was not my
Atlantic City?
vacation. Well, AC, yeah. We
Yeah.
went down for the week.
Where'd you stay?
Ballys.
Ooh, good fun casino. You used to play at their at the bar outside on the beach. They still have that
I don't
the
know.
beach bar.
I have a 2-year-old.
So you don't go to the beach. when you're at the beach.
So there's a funny story. Carter did not care for the sand or the water at the beach.
Works out well for you.
Well, it was all right. It was quite a hike to get to the water. And
It's right next to it, Jim.
I'm aware of that. Again, I had a 2-year-old. It's not like, yeah. It was interesting.
So you can't pick him up and walk him over.
Go upstairs and pick him up and walk a quarter mile with him and see how you.
I had to walk on the beach with my amp, carrying it through the casino, all the way up to our room because we couldn't locate the hand truck
Well, they
from the
wouldn't
DJ.
Oh.
And my amp is 70 pounds. Oh, it's
Did you
60.
get-
As much as a bundle of shingles.
Did you get paid for that?
I did, yeah.
Oh, there's your difference.
Well, Jim, I mean, your son's going to pay you back fiscally throughout the years. I mean, we're paying taxes to help him and everything. Then he's going to pay taxes to help you. And then, when you get old, you'll.
Yeah, you got it all figured out.
But
So, bottom line, we went to the Cape May Zoo. We had some fun there. We went to the Atlanticcity Aquarium, which is just a house with a couple fish tanks.
What?
It was nice. No, it wasn't like the Camden Aquarium.
No Baltimore.
So then we went to the Wildwood Aquarium on the boardwalk, which is like if you put a couple fish tanks in the basement down here, and then didn't.
It probably smells real bad too.
It didn't smell bad, but like it was depressing. Like a bunch of sharks and shit just floating. It was so sad. And she's like, we walked in there and I said, just so you know, the reviews for this place were atrocious. I said, it's just something to do to get us out of the rain. So we walked in there and we walked out. And she's like, well, that took 10 minutes. It cost $20 and it was the worst, most disturbing thing I've ever seen. I said, well, sums the reviews up quite nicely.
did you go to the? Did you go to eat in that bar in the base in like the lower level there? They still have that bar section. It's like underneath. It's down from the casino.
In the casino or at the
Yeah.
beach?
At the casino, but it's under. It's down the stairs.
Harry's Oyster Bar.
Yes. Yes.
We saw it a couple times. We didn't go there. No. We went to Piccalilli's. Oh, jeez.
Fred's.
I went to Fred's down in Stone Harbor. We did Piccalilli's for wings. I did.
How many wings do you eat, Jim? You could probably fit what?
We just got it.
Or-
We got 2 dozen and brought them back to the room.
So you won big?
$100.
Did you take the money and run?
I did. I actually gave it to my wife, who then lost $20 of it. So we came home up $80.
Good.
Nice.
Ryan and I are going to be headed to the casino
Oh,
up
what?
in August 17th. They changed the name now. It's not the Sands anymore.
It's not
It's Wind Creek.
Wind Creek. I didn't know that.
Yep.
I haven't been to AC in so long. What are you guys going for?
We're going to Bethlehem at the Wind Creek to see the last podcast on the left.
Oh, okay.
And we'll do a little gambling. I always like gambling with Ryan. He's a good luck charm. Last time we went to see Uncle Joey
Oh yeah.
down at the park.
Oh yeah.
I think I won what, $1,200?
I think you did.
Remember that?
1,000 within the first 20 minutes we were there. Oops.
All right, boys. Why don't you guys both come to Austin sometime, and then we'll, I guess there's no gambling there. We can just drive a short 8 hours up to Oklahoma, though. So-
Drive a short 8 hours.
I'm sure I'll be to Austin sometime. Have
Yeah.
you now? You've been there over a year now, right?
Mhm.
Have you hooked up with our good friend Jim Sharkey yet?
Jim Sharkey.
Jim, who are you? We're friends on. Well, I don't have Facebook anymore. I was just gonna. Yeah, I don't have
That's a no.
Facebook
Right.
anymore.
There
There's
was
an
one
answer
question.
in there somewhere. Like, what?
Jim, I'm sorry. I would love to meet up with you, but I don't have Facebook anymore. I'll get your number off of Casey.
He'll be calling in.
At Words
He
Guitars.
calls-
Jim
he's actually
Nubb.
calling next week, so it's
Yeah.
Okay.
Right after Mike.
Well, yeah, guys, my Facebook account has been hacked or commandeered by, probably just some person, in the shadows, the depth of just Tartarus. But anyway,
you forgot your password.
no,
Something
no,
happened.
no. Someone logged into my account and changed my entire password, and I can't log into it. And now the email that I was on. You can't call Facebook or send them an email. Do you know that? You can't do any. They don't even have an email address. So
you have to get in touch with that guy.
So
What's his name? Tom.
Mark.
Oh,
That
Mark.
Tom was MySpace.
so
Call Tom.
So they gave me we sent you your email link, and it was an email, my first email ever, 15 years ago.
Yeah, that's why you should keep up
And-
to date on that whole email thing on Facebook.
Well, so then I go to my Yahoo account,
What's the password on your Yahoo
and
account?
I don't know because I don't know that password. So then I tell Yahoo, I'm like, I don't know this password. Send me a verification code. This is where technology's at right now, people. No more longer are they doing secure. What was your first dog, or what was the street you lived on in your third house in reference to whatever. They don't ask those questions anymore. All they do now is a circle of just getting nowhere. So now Yahoo sent an email to some email account that they claim is connected to my Yahoo account, which I'm like, this isn't even. I've never had an email with Hotmail ever, or my family members, or like and I'm like, why? And so they sent a verification code to some email, and I tried calling them, and I got a person, and I was like, hey, I'm having trouble signing on my Yahoo account. Do you have any questions? Like, no, sir. Did you try to access the email that we sent the verification code to? I was like, I've never heard of that email. I don't have access. Like, that's not even one of my emails. This was my only email. And they're like, well, we always send an email to a previous email. But I was like, how is that possible if that's my first email I've ever had in my entire life? Where is this? Like, was there another me? And you're like, is this your protocol? And so, like, they're now sending. All they do is this, and they're like,
I feel like we're involved in
It
that.
got through into Earth 2 somehow.
what? And they
We're in the
can't
circle.
give me my email address or my password. And I was like, don't you have
I just got an
security questions?
email
from Yahoo.
from Yahoo.
What's my Hotmail account?
So anyway, they.
I'm sorry to hear all that.
Yeah, so I can't get in Facebook. So sorry to all my friends.
I was wondering why you never
I
answered
think
me
we're
on
done here.
Facebook.
I gotta be done.
Real quick, what do you know about the number neighbor? You hear about
I
this shit?
just heard about
I
that
spent
Friday
half an hour
night.
trying to get that spoof app so I could number neighbor your ass.
What do you mean spoof app?
There's an app that you can buy that you could tell it what number to. I
Oh.
was gonna act like whatever the next, and then I gave up on it.
Well,
It's like fucking
somebody
stupid
texted me the other day at like 10:30 at night. Hey, I'm your number neighbor. What's up? I never
What's the thing?
I never responded. If you're that fucking, if your life is that sad that you need to fucking text a number neighbor
It's
to
all
try to
about
look
the
for
reaction.
friends, well, they're getting none from me
That's what-
because it's
that's
fucking
how you
stupid.
win, bro. That's how you beat them.
Yeah.
I
I
win.
just heard about this number neighbor thing Friday night.
How did your hair get soft?
How many
in
times
the,
did
in
you?
the hour that we've been here, your hair has completely changed, and now you don't look like a.
Well, it's drying. I got you,
Dry
Ryan.
now.
See, what happens is, Jim, when you have hair, when you get it wet and you comb it. See, Casey has product in his hair, but if your hair was wet, like mine previously was,
Yes.
it gets dry then, and it starts to get like softer looking. And see, Jim, you probably, but like,
He's letting it come out.
yeah. Oh, I can see some gray pepperings.
Jesus Christ.
So, how many times
So-
did you message your number neighbor,
I have not messaged a friend of mine,
Toby?
Toby.
Yeah. Is it your Toby?
Something I want to talk about.
Yes,
Go ahead.
Okay, so but anyway, I was with him Friday night, and he was telling me about this number neighbor thing. Never heard of it. Anyway, he explained it to me, and I guess this number neighbor texted him, and he had a conversation with this number neighbor. I don't know what it was about. They didn't talk about anything really, except for his social and where he lived. But
Okay, so
no, he didn't. He didn't.
I just
But,
think it's very sad.
Yeah, I never heard of it before until then, and it's creepy.
Yeah.
It's actually really creepy, I think.
very creepy.
What do you got about Toby?
My Toby
Yes?
wants to join us
Oh,
and
yeah?
talk about his work and stuff. So-
Absolutely.
What's he do?
He is the general manager of an HVAC company, local.
Okay,
Absolutely.
guys.
I'll schedule it.
Give me a couple weeks.
If there's any listeners out there, I need funding to make a book.
We
right?
are still waiting on
Yeah,
our
so
royalties
go
check
to
from you.
Patreon.com/Chickenduck. And once we get money, then of course you'll get your
Flow
Right.
into your.
Okay, all right, because I need guys.
But you should start working on our branding so that we can get that where it needs to be, so that you'll start getting, once the cup is flow.
Patreon.com/Chickenduck,
Right.
Teespring.com.
Fill
Jim Morganti Venmo. Okay, so I'm writing a book, a half satirical.
You can put it on Amazon. You can just
Well, that's where my book is now.
Self-published.
That's where Life Paralyzed is now. Yeah.
I know,
On
but you
Amazon.
can self-publish a book on Amazon.
Oh, nice. I did not know that. Which I told you
One
guys.
of our guests has quite a few on there. Bobby Blaze
Did
has
I?
a couple books, and actually our guest next week, caller next week, Mike Buschetti, has a book on there also. He'll be calling next week.
Is he really calling next week? Is Luigi coming next week?
No, Luigi's not booked until like September.
Okay. All right.
I think Ryan McWilliams is coming next week. DJ Valid.
Oh, okay. All right, I remember him. I did not, but did I tell you guys that Amazon? I mean, I guess everyone's gonna listen. They pay me. They used to send me checks
Amazon pays you.
for my book. Yeah, for Life
Oh,
Paralyzed.
sure.
So they used to send checks to me that I could just go to the bank, deposit, or like take. a
Why
picture.
are you the sole?
Yes. Yeah.
Why?
Because see, Casey, when you love someone very much.
Now wait, the book, you get the royalties for the book?
Yeah.
Did you write the book?
Yes.
The whole book?
I typed the
Nothing but the book.
Christina was in bed, she's a quad, and she talked. Oh well, she in the beginning she didn't know a lot.
Hand gestures
So I wrote a lot of the main. Okay, the only part that I input was the part when she was in the hospital and she was like.
So why
out of
don't
it.
her parents get the money, the royalties?
Because her stepmother is
Okay.
bent on
All right,
satanic
all right,
religion,
let's-
and I'm saying like yeah, and her real mother's amazing, but there's an evil stepmother. Yeah, right. So I basically typed the whole thing, and
you
I didn't.
dictated. She
Yes.
told you what to type,
Yes,
except for a segment
that's
which
small
you.
thing, yeah.
But you typed the whole book.
I own the
That makes sense.
the rights to it.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
So
I probably knew that, and it was lost in a sea of other complete nonsense that you've told me.
by the way, guys, Life Paralyzed on Amazon, written by James Morgan and Christina Smarsky. Okay,
I think you should.
So.
I think you should put her name before yours in that case, only because.
Well, I said written by James because
that's not what written by
Okay.
means. That's typing the fucking book.
Jim, what's writing?
She wrote it in her mind and spit it out to you so you could fucking.
Verbally, yes, that was the ancient Hebrew way of saying things verbally and then passing it down verbally. But I used these things. I was like,
Before we wrap up here,
wait,
I need
okay,
to know.
can I get somewhere? This is very important.
Okay.
Amazon,
All right.
and then we'll wrap it up. You have
Well,
control
no, I
of
have
this.
more.
Okay, well, I have to tell about the
Questions
book that I'm
for
writing.
you.
Stretch.
Okay. Well, guys, real quick, I'm going to write a book. Okay, well, I'll get to that later. So Amazon paid me. They used to send you checks from wherever their company was. I forget where it was years ago, but like I could take it to the bank, deposit it, or take a picture of it. So a couple years ago, and this probably has been in the making for a while, I get this check from the EU, which I don't know if people understand, the European Union. And that's going to be the new currency, probably trying to worldwide.
Oh, once the end times start.
Right. It's one global thing. Yeah.
Right.
So ran by
So the
fallen
EU
one.
now owns Amazon.
So and I seized this check and I was like, huh. And I
seized the. You
I saw the check.
Sir,
I seized the check.
So-
I saw it.
I says. Go ahead.
I goes to my bank and I said to the gay guy that works there, who's
Oh
a great
my
guy,
God.
and
So much.
I go, hey, I got this check from Amazon, and it's written by and it's from the EU, and it's in like EU currency.
It's in English.
It's in English, but it's in EU currency though, from like some other
Pounds.
bank. And I was like, what can I do with this? And they look at it. Well, it's going to charge us $75 to if you deposit it here with us. They charge you, I think it was 70 or something, to translate to transfer the currency to to American. So they're like, or I think you can set up a direct deposit. She goes, and that should do it. She goes, but we've never seen this before. And so I called Amazon, and they're like, oh yeah, you haven't set up.
So
a
you
direct
can you can contact Amazon, but not Facebook.
Yeah. Yes. And so I had to set up a direct deposit then, so I didn't have to pay the transfer. But
So that still happens to this day.
yeah, it's
When people buy the book, or
and whenever anyone buys it, Life Paralyzed.
I'll buy
Amazon.
it just so you get
Thanks.
$1 or so.
Thanks.
Is it a lot of money?
No, it's not.
Is it? I mean, is it a decent percentage of the book cost?
It's like I'd say 30%
Of the
of the
selling
total
price of the
yeah,
book?
the selling price. Yeah.
That's fucking awesome.
Let's write
Well,
one.
so anyway, guys, my new book.
How do you know that I haven't been this whole time? I'm just waiting to get into a
Transcription.
horrific accident so that I can have to just talk to somebody rather than fucking write it down myself.
Transcriptions of the podcast.
Genius, Jim. Let's do it. I'll back it. I'll type it. So, my new. I have this idea because a lot of people are always, talking about women and dating and that whole thing. The book shall be called "Why Women Don't Own Boats." And listen to this.
I'm listening.
I'm not making this up. Do you think that I just walk around making stuff up?
Mostly.
Yes.
I
I don't know what else you do.
I'm
other
using-
than man meats. And
I'm using my experience that I've learned and my thoughts and everything, and then I look it up and I'm like, wow, this is. Has anyone ever noticed? Girls don't buy boats, yet they seem to love them so much, especially young hot chicks that dance on them and stuff.
how much experience do you have with people on boats? You live in fucking Texas.
Lake Austin, Lake Travis.
Okay.
It's
How often do you get out on the lake?
I've been on it probably about 6 times, but I see it I drive by it almost
And
daily, and there's always
6
people
of those times you're like, man, there's no chicks out there by themselves
on boats. But there's a lot of guys on them. But guys that
Do you
have
ever
boats.
think for a second that maybe boats are a terrible financial idea and women are just smart enough to avoid them?
If they're so smart, why wouldn't they buy one to have one that you can do whatever you want?
What? You can't do whatever you want. You can go boating.
Yeah, do whatever you want. So,
If it involves boating.
listen, Jim.
You better really like boats.
If there's no, and I'm not saying men are smarter or whatever, we're the same, but girls.
I'm sure you've been saying all day that men are smarter.
No, we have the same intelligence. Boats. Did you ever see guys, that do well for themselves and like, probably 30s, 40s that have boats? Always single guys, especially, surrounded women. We need more girls. Like literally texting. We need girls on the boat. And everyone jumps on it.
I can honestly say that has never once happened to me in my entire life.
Okay,
Nor
can
me.
we
Nor
have
have I-
listeners?
Nor have I ever wanted it to.
Well, okay, but look up who owns boats. Only men
Hold on.
buy boats.
My friend Toby
Yeah.
has a boat. It's a small fishing boat. You get
a
about
man, though.
2
He's a
people.
man, so that
He's a
doesn't
guy.
count, yeah.
You get about
Wait,
2
so-
people.
but
on
that's
it.
the
Loaded
word.
with women.
Well, okay, and even for work.
Jim, I looked it up. I looked up
Oh.
who owns boats, and it's just there's
Yep.
nothing
There it
about
is.
any women here.
Look,
right.
type in what women. Why do women not buy
Women
boats?
who own boats.
Not women. Not one woman on there.
No,
The
they acquire them
Google.
through divorce. Yes, they do get them through lawsuit, like divorce and stuff, and they'll own them. But girls don't typically go out buying. See, women are the future. They're not there yet. I mean, no. I mean,
That was in 2014.
look at,
I just want to know. I want to get off the subject of boats.
when you think of who owns a boat,
there
did you ever see girls going out on boats with guys, surrounded by guys shirtless dancing around? You don't see that. Because I asked, actually, this one girl, I was like, hey, us bros that don't have a boat, we need to find people that own them. I'm like, maybe if we could find, like, hot rich women that own boats that could use us to be there dancing. And it's not there. However, there are rich guys, older, that throw these boats and have all these hot
What
chicks
about
on them.
Kirsty Bertarelli? She owns a yacht.
Where does it say she owns it? She's in a pic.
It's Kirsty Bertarelli
Yacht.
yacht.
Okay. But well, no, there are some, Very few.
She took
But-
delivery of it.
No,
means she owns
it's
it. She took
it's a
delivery of
super
it.
yeah, right.
That means she owns
Probably
that.
had right. Maybe I don't know how it happened. I
Look,
don't
you could be that guy. You could wear his little vest,
right.
hang out in the dinghy, and tie the little blue rope.
So, but see how
Fuck.
I want to get off the subject of boats.
I'd like to get off of this chair.
I want to know. I've seen pictures of you on your Instagram feed. People are paying you now to model their clothing.
why do you think I have shoes I can wear? Yes. Actually, yeah.
Women are paying you to wear women's shoes on Instagram?
No, they're men's sizes or not men's. They're men's shoes.
Okay.
No, they're not women.
You
They're-
say so.
They're men's shoes, but no, I do some for my church and I do some for this company. It's called Uptown Austin, and they're it's not these. Actually, I got these for $3. But no, they'll pay me in clothing or a couple bucks, here and there. Tim, what do you have against men that want to be Instagram models?
Nothing, man.
Okay.
I don't even.
All right.
I don't look at my Instagram account ever.
I just wanted to say, it looks like you're doing pretty well for yourself.
Good thing you ended up not going to Florida or Colorado when you were supposed to.
Do you
California.
do you see these bracelets, Jim?
They
They're
are
not-
not poor bracelets.
So the reason I have
Middle
these
class bracelets.
are
They're
well.
brand developer bracelets.
Now I'm just giving. If you give money to this people, they give the dying children. They'll give you bracelets, and I was like, oh, this would be a good thing to have instead of just throwing money away.
How many dead children do your bracelets represent?
Each one represents
A dead child.
no, no,
Where
it's
are you
preventing
getting-
dead children from happening.
Each one of those bracelets saved 5 dead babies.
I'm done.
And
I cannot go on.
You have anything for us, Ryan?
No, not anymore.
All right, everyone go to chickenduckpod.com, patreon.com/chickenduck, teesprings.com/stores/chickenduck.
It's a lot of stuff.
We got pins.
Can you just put a button down here?
Yeah. Oh, there will be. This will be down
Click.
here. It'll be down there. Just click it.
Jim, thanks for coming.
guys, it was
It's good to see you, buddy.
It's good to see you guys as
See you
usual.
next time you forget your flight, stop in.
You mean drive again?
When are you
I will.
staying? How long are you staying?
Probably Thursday.
You can hang around till next Sunday.
I'm actually, guys, I'm driving to Alabama from here
of course.
next Thursday.
You can say whatever you want. I don't believe you. Until
Guys.
I hear like in 3 months that you're
Now living in Alabama.
living with a stripper and a priest somewhere in Alabama.
No, this is it's probably it's an adventure. So
I'll say.
this girl on Instagram hit me up.
You
And,
have to flex your pecs when you say it.
well, I mean, I'm doing it for the
All right,
listeners.
we're finished.
Wait, no, I'm driving
we're-
to Alabama to meet this girl on Instagram because there's this connection that we have. I mean,
Because you're a fucking male.
It's called internet.
So-
That's the connection.
and yeah, I'm actually heading straight there, drive via drive, and then down to Austin.
Nashville on the way back. Gold's Gym.
No, I'm probably not going to do a gym. Probably take some time off.
Maybe shower at her.
You're going to
house.
take time off from the gym.
Time off from the drive, yeah. That drive is very resting, so I'll probably still get out and stretch. But no, I'm driving. If you want her Instagram, it's another woman named Brittany. So many Britneys
Okay.
in this.
Thanks,
But,
everybody. Join us
yeah,
next week.
Jim, I'm
Jim
not done.
Sharkey will be calling in as
Wait,
Mike
it's-
Bichetti.
also,
He won't be
Jim-
here. It'll be a lot quieter. It's been emotional.
Jim,
Goodbye.
do you not want?